It's a wonderful day, and we welcome you to another episode of Algonquin Student News. I'm Dan Palken. We've got all kinds of stories for you today. Oil spills, volcanic ash, Facebook protesters, lingerie football teams, and video game anniversaries. As disastrous as it's been, there may yet be hope in extracting the oil from the leak in the Gulf of Mexico. Nearly a month after the rupture, British Petroleum says that its latest attempt in capping the oil is working. The Obama administration promises that it shall not rest until the company fully cleans the spill and accounts for the impact. We have footage of the explosion that caused the spill from National Geographic. Take a look.
The fire aboard the Deepwater Horizon reportedly started at 9:45 p.m. on April 20th. Survivors described the incident as a sudden explosion which gave them less than 5 minutes to escape as the alarm went off. 9 crew members on the platform floor and 2 engineers died during the explosion. It is estimated that over 100,000 barrels of crude oil per day have been discharged. Ehsan Dadgar, Algonquin Student News, the Gulf of Mexico.
Is this legit? The peak of Mount Everest is the farthest point on Earth from the center of the Earth. Not legit. The farthest point from the center of the Earth is the volcano Chimborazo, located in Ecuador. This is because the Earth isn't a perfect sphere, so points at the equator are farther away from the center than points near the poles, and Ecuador is very close to the equator.
As the ash emanating from the Eyjafjallajökull volcano, and yes, that is the correct pronunciation, in Iceland is beginning to linger, new rules have been enforced in the UK air traffic. We have correspondent Vijay with us at London Heathrow, who's going to tell us about these rules.
Thanks, Dan. With these new rules, planes will now be permitted to fly at higher ash densities than before. Now, ash itself is pure peril for aircrafts. This image shows how a plane's engine is affected by volcanic ash. As you can see in the diagram, ash particles, which are at very high temperatures, melt as they enter the compressor. The particles then get stuck in the turbine at the right, which could be disastrous if there is enough ash that enters. It's for this reason that aircraft manufacturers such as Airbus say that flying through ash clouds should be avoided at all costs. Vijay Pemmaraju, Algonquin Student News, London Heathrow.
Sounds pretty dangerous. If anything, we certainly shouldn't make wishes out of these airplanes. In other news, Facebook's recent privacy changes have angered some users to the point where a couple of them made a website that is rallying for a Quit Facebook Day on May 31st. Here's a screenshot. As of this screenshot, about 12,000 users have committed to remove their account on this day. Now, that may sound like a lot, but in reality, that only covers about 0.00003% of all Facebook users. So unless there is a massive aggrandizement of commitment in the next few days, we can safely say that the impact of this website will be minimal, if existent.
Today's shoutout goes to Mike Butka. Here's today's question. How many yard lines are on a football field? A. 18, B. 19, C. 25, D. 50. And the answer is B. There are 19 yard lines on a football field, 10 5-yard lines, and 9 10-yard lines.
Football fans from all around are eagerly watching the tryouts for the Lingerie Football League. As opposed to last year, in which only models participated, this year, all women athletes will be participating as well. Due to the rather skimpier outfits, the participants receive just as much injuries as those in the NFL, perhaps even more. But that's not going to stop these athletes. These women are aggressive, enthusiastic, and determined to play at the NFL level. Let's hope for a successful season. Our last story today covers an anniversary of one of the most coveted video games of all time, and one that really brought the video game industry to a whole new level. It's been 30 years since Pac-Man was first created, but even today it's one of the most popular arcade games. Google, always searching for ways to please its customers, integrated a fully playable Pac-Man game into its logo on their homepage. And that brings us to the end of today's report. Thanks for watching.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, I could use a dream or a genie or a wish to go back to a place much simpler than this. Cause after all the partying and smashing and crashing, and all the glitz and the glam and the fashion, and all the pandemonium and all the madness, there comes a time where you fade to the